Quick disclaimer, my name's Dawn, this is Lounge Bar Crime. Everything you hear in this video is from my own research, it's my opinion and it's for entertainment purposes only. That out of the way, let's get to it. So, when I say in this thumbnail about the art of seduction with the Adelsons, it's definitely how Wendy's got through in life. I don't think Charlie's far behind her, neither. I want to just give you some examples of what Wendi does to win people over. Now, the only people that you can blame for this, who have told her to do this, is Donna. I don't think Harvey. I just don't think it's a dad thing to do. It's not a mother thing to do neither, but it's a Donna thing to do. And it's Donna, as she said in the email, you know how to put it on, you know you're good at it, you're being an actress, putting it on thick. She's encouraged her to do this. Now listen, I'm not being a bee, but I don't know who they think Wendi is, because they've brought her up to think that she's this princess and she's God's gift. Charlie as well, actually, although I think Charlie blows his own trumpet, to be fair. But they've impressed upon her so much through life that she can do anything and she can get anyone she wants. And I think Donna has more or less told her what other attributes to use. Listen, I know I'm going to come across as being really a bee, and I'm not shaming anybody for anything about the way anybody looks at all. In fact, I've never done that, but I honestly don't see what a lot of people have seen in Wendi, especially like Jeffrey Lacaze. He said she had so much charisma, but that's all. We know why she had that charisma. We know that why she was using that much charisma with him. She was she was flirting with him because she had to bring him on board. And anybody that's watched my videos all the way through knows that I've never thought for 1 minute that there was ever a relationship going to happen with Wendi and Jeffrey Lacaze. He was brought in the picture for a reason, and I think initially he was being brought in possibly to not only be like the fall guy, but to actually take part. That's what I think. And I think as time went on and she got to know his personality, and Charlie did, because when they all got in the hot tub and everything, Charlie was sounding him out, and Meg Banniwer was there. Meg Banniwer was there that night as well. I think that was a whole odd recipe, them four going for something to eat. That it just never gelled with me at all, ever. Now listen, there's a lot not going to like this, but it's the truth. If people weren't susceptible to this kind of thing, then people wouldn't do it. And I'm not just going to say men, if men weren't susceptible, because it happens on both sides of the fence. Like I've just said, Charlie does this as well. Charlie tries to seduce people with his personality. He sucks up to people, like Wendi does. I'm going to show you a few instances, but they both do it. They suck up to people to get what they want. Obviously, when she first met Lacaze, she sucked up to him because of what she had in her head, and he was totally taken in with her, and he just jumped on that bandwagon. It wouldn't be a good world to live in, I know that, if every time somebody was like a bit flirty with us or sucking up to us, that we sort of like slammed them down. I know that, but in these circumstances, I'm not going to blame Jeffrey Lacaze, but let's just have a look at this one, for instance.
I can't remember their names now.
Alan and Lynn.
Right.
They live really close to me.
Okay.
You look like you've had a long day.
I have. Okay, so we'll be getting ready to go in just a minute, okay?
Okay, well, I don't have a lot of stuff to take with
I
me.
know,
Can
I
I
know.
throw out the tissues in the trash can?
Yeah, but we're not there yet. I just wanted.
I think he was on the ball right from the start, and I think he had his doubts about Wendi right from the start. I just wish, I don't think he was falling for her art of seduction there. I think what he was doing was he was answering probably the only way that he could, and I don't think that he possibly had enough reason to be off with her. And not only that, being off with her could have given the game away. So I suppose he was like letting her be a bit comfortable in order to say things like that. I don't think she did win him over, and I don't think that he's shown signs of much weakness. But this is what Wendy's trained to do, and she didn't only do it with him in that room. She was doing it with that victim support. Now, I find this one really, really embarrassing, even though Wendi Edelson says, that she's embarrassed.
You have to have top grades. You have to go through a rigorous selection process, right?
Yes.
You then become a professor at the Florida State University College of Law, right?
Yes.
You're also a published author, right?
Now you're just embarrassing me.
Why are you embarrassed that you're a published author?
I don't like talking about myself.
She didn't actually get what she wanted with that, because I don't know whether because she just tried to change the subject quite a lot, and she'll do anything. As I've said, she'll deflect, she'll get angry, she'll get annoyed, and she'll try and use a charm. And in this one she says, well, now you're just embarrassing me. She's still not answering the question. She will find a way around everything, but she won't answer these questions a lot of the time. And out of all the others, when I was talking about her deflecting and emotional blackmail and being angry and lying, and I'll put that video here, I'll link it below. When I talk about all them things, the one thing that I missed out of that was the art of seduction, because she'll throw that one in as well. But that's how she runs her life, is with the art of seduction. But she didn't get the response that she wanted with Decos, because rather than him saying, well, no, but blah, 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 he just said, well, why? And, he put it back on her toes. I liked the way Decos, I'm not saying he's a brilliant lawyer, and I'm not talking about where all that was going with Tara Kawaz and all that lot. That was just a whole sham, all of that. But I liked the way he went at her. And as you know, I want everybody to go at her like that when she's on the stand. I'm hoping that they've not been doing that so far, because she's not on trial yet. The other one that we've seen as well is this eye flickering to the jury. Now we know that by doing this, even when she wasn't on trial, she was doing this just as a witness, looking at the jury, and like that. It was so embarrassing. And I believe she wears blue contact lenses and all this. You can tell she's done all her eyes to look like little Miss Innocent, but apparently she puts these blue contacts in as well. So I mean, that's some length to go to. That's somebody that's thinking about how she comes across and how to seduce people. Do you know who I thought of when I was watching all this and watching Wendi on the stand? I was thinking of I know it's a mad comparison, but I kept thinking of Princess Diana. Not that she looks anything like her, not because of that, but because when Princess Diana did that interview, I'm not going to go all down that lane and everything, but it was said that she made herself up and did big dark doe eyes. I don't think she did personally, but they said that she did, and she would know all this, because I think Wendi Adelson is massive on things like this, on how to come across. just by the way that she answers things or doesn't answer things and deflects and goes round things. She's good at this. She's manipulating and she's conniving and deceitful. That's what I see her as. So that's what I kept thinking of when I seen her on the stand doing all this. But again, it's the art of seduction. It's how to win people over. I just want to interrupt the video just 1 minute just to say that if you're enjoying this video just a tidgy little bit, then smash that tidgy like button below and help me out with the algorithms. You know, out of everybody that watches the video all the way through, it's less than 50% that actually hit the like button. So yeah, if you could just give that a smash for me, that would help me out. Thanks a lot. Now this next one, to be honest, I found this very uncomfortable and condescending, and I did before I got into analysing Wendi too much, I thought this was quite embarrassing. But Wendi, I don't think there's any levels of decency, obviously not, that Wendi would go to or anything, but this is where she turns to Judge Wilkinson, says something, just nothing really, just something willy-nilly, and she gives him that little smile, and I thought, yeah, you would. If you thought it would get you off or get you somewhere. As I said, I know she was only the witness at this stage, but she didn't know whether this judge was going to see this trial through, everybody, right to the end. She didn't know at that stage that, you know, he was going to retire and it was going to be Judge Wheeler, and she gives him this little, you know, this little smile and everything. Yeah, even there with the judge, there's no limits. It's quite embarrassing, and considering that she's a lawyer, she's supposed to know better and she's supposed to act professional. She's still, you know, she'll do something like that, like giving this little cutie smile. Well, she thinks it's cuter. I don't particularly. I'm sure there's many people out there that probably do think it's cute. But I don't. I can see right through her, and so can many others. Just going back to Jeffrey Lacaze a minute, like, you know, somebody did ask me, why don't you think because he looked like Dan that she would have been interested in him? And I've said previously, no, I think there was a reason why she picked Jeffrey Lacaze, and that was because he looked like Dan, because I think she had that much venom towards Dan that she knew that she would never fall in love with Jeffrey Lacaze. He would be easy to have over. Jeffrey Lacaze was never, ever, ever in the salary bracket for Wendi. Never. It was never going to happen. And the only reason she introduced him to her kids, it was to make it all look, you know, that, yeah, we was moving forward and everything. But we all know she gave him a rough time. She gave him a rough ride, definitely. And then at the end, she got very perturbed over Amy, Dan's girlfriend, Skyping with her children. She wasn't having none of that. Everything was moving really, really fast at that stage as well. So, no, she never had that bit of interest in Jeffrey Lacaze. He was there to run her errands, look after the kids, act out being a stepdaddy and all this lot. And basically, I think she treated him a bit like a punch bag, where she'd always have issues and problems. And he said every time they went on a night out and they got back, there'd always be an issue. Sorry, but when you've got a new boyfriend and you know, you have a lovely night out, as Jeffrey Lacal said, you know, they'd go for dinner and all the rest of it, and then he said that the minute that they got back, and he said that should be lovely, the art of seduction should be lovely all evening, and he said that she was quite two-faced. I don't know if he used that words to that effect, that when they got back, it would be like a switch, she would turn. Now, they'd had a lovely night, why would she not want to carry that lovely night on when they got back and have a drink and have a chat about the night? But she wouldn't. She'd turn the night like that because she didn't want to know Jeffrey. She didn't want to know Jeff like us, and that's why she ruined the night when they got back and start being about everybody. Right, I'm only going to do a quick example with Charlie. I've shown you this one before actually, but I put it in here because this is Charlie to a T. So, you know, all this smiling in court, you know, especially in the early days, is smiling away. If you listen to the phone calls of Charlie speaking to his mother, and the wiretaps and everything, Charlie's not a smiley. He's not a happy person, and neither's Wendi. They're both miserable people. You can hear it in his voice. He knows everything. There's nothing he doesn't know everything about. He knows everything about everything. He's always whinging. Nothing's ever right. He's always moaning about something, even to his mother. It just goes on and on and on. And yet when he's in that court, before the proffer and all this lot, he was all smiley and all this lot. And then, I've shown this. I just think it's classic. Georgia Kappelman goes over to his table and to speak with Laurel's colleague, and not Laurel's colleague, sorry, Rashbourne's colleague, and Charlie's trying to get her attention, you know, and he's trying to be like au fait about everything, you know, like, and he's just trying to lock eyes with her. I'll show you. He's trying to lock eyes with her and to do the smiley that I know you're here to sort of like find me guilty, but I'm okay with that, you know, like as though that if she smiles at him or they lock eyes or something, that the case will all fall out the window and she won't be as hard on him. I mean, he's totally delusional because has got him everything he wanted with women. You know, with June, with Meg Banower. Don't know why he's putting Georgia Kappelman in the same bracket. I'm not saying he is, but it's as though he's definitely delusional. He definitely believes, or to me, I think he was thinking that, you know, he could just like a little smile, like break the ice and it'll all go away. Why would he? She doesn't look at him. She doesn't want to know. Why does he think? Forget everything that I've just said. Anyway, say I'm wrong about everything. But why does he think at all that Georgia Kappelman would want to turn to him and look at him for any reason at all? But he doesn't give up. He's like a leech. He's hanging on in there. And that's what they've both been taught to do. Just to hang on in there and do your little number, because that's what stupid Donna has taught them both. Oh. Anyway, it's got them absolutely nowhere in life. And now, sorry, that's my chair making a noise. And now they're going to be answerable. Just before I go any further with that, I just want to give you a quick update on the Sarah Boone case. we're on the last hurdle now. So the prosecution has sent a list of witnesses to Bankiewicz, that's Sarah Boone's attorney, to let him know who they're going to be putting forward as witnesses. So no dates have changed or anything like that. I didn't want to do a separate video on it because, to be honest, there's not enough to talk about with it. That's it. So if you've enjoyed this video, then you'll probably enjoy this one. I'm also going to be going through, I've been asked a few times to go through the Stephanie Lazarus interview, which yeah, I will do that. I haven't actually covered the case in the past, but I'm going to go over that interview again. I did put the interview on, but it was really, really bad. I've got a clearer one now, but we're just going to go through exactly when the penny dropped for Stephanie Lazarus, see how that goes down. Also, just to let you know that, obviously, because there's a lot of things that you can't put on YouTube, that I do have a Patreon. It's only a Tidgy Patreon. It's only a £3 Patreon. Sorry, I've got an itchy nose. Yeah, and there's things on there that, there's things in there, cases in there that will never ever be on YouTube. I also try to do like a little mini series of things that's going to swap and change, as well as doing exclusive cases as well. So we're trying to grow the community there. So have a pop over there and see what's going on. And yeah, that's it. So in between, and all I want to say is good night, take care, stay safe, and come back. Bye.